And good morning, Rim Country. I want to welcome you to the KRIM Community Spotlight Program. A big thank you to Desert Financial for sponsoring our program. And this morning, we're going to be talking trail running. That's right, I know there's a lot of runners out there, and I believe trail runners in the area. We have beautiful trails here in Rim Country. So this morning, we have a couple members of the Pine Strawberry Fuel Reduction Group. We have Trail Director Joan Backman. Good morning, Joan.
Good morning. Thank you for having us.
Oh, you're so welcome. And Race Director Scott Kehl. Good morning, Scott.
Good morning.
And we're going to be talking Pine Trail Run, the breeze through the trees. You know, you make it sound so inviting. I'm not a runner, but just, breeze through the trees. That sounds delightful. It doesn't sound like it would hurt me. I know it would hurt me, but if you are training and you're, a runner, then this is, I know, a really great course and a run that a lot of people enjoy. So can you tell us a little bit about the Pine Trail Run?
Sure. There's 3 races. There's a 5K race that starts and finishes at the Pine Trailhead. It follows the Pine View Loop, basically. So it's not like a street 5K. It's a little tough, but it's only 5K, 3.1 miles. And then we have a 10-mile race, and that starts up in Pine Canyon at the end of Camp Amaya, and runs along the Pine Canyon Trail all the way back to the Pine Trailhead. And so 10 miles on the trail, that's a little bit tougher race. And then we have a 50K.
Oh,
and that one's a tough race. So it starts at the Pine Trailhead, heads up the Highline Trail to the Geronimo Trailhead, and then backtracks a little bit, heads up the rim on a very difficult climb on the West Weber Trail, and then follows Milk Ranch Point Road, going back towards the Highway 87, and then it heads back down the canyon and all the way back down to the Pine Trailhead, and then actually goes under the highway and finishes at the barn.
Oh my goodness.
So that is a tough one, 31 miles on those trails, climbing the rim and everything, so that one's tough.
That sounds very challenging. Now, for that race, can anyone sign up for that, or do you have some qualifiers?
We don't have any qualifiers for that.
No.
We just, for the 50K, we limit it to 12 years old.
Okay.
And older. So you got to be pretty fit, 12-year-old, to do that.
Oh my goodness, yes.
So that's where in that case, we rely on the parents when they sign them up, that they feel their child can do that.
Wow.
For the 5K, we take it down to 6-year-old.
Okay.
That's because they can walk with their parents or their grandparents. And the 10-mile, we start at 10 years old. Again, it's got to be a pretty fit 10-year-old to be able to do the 10-mile.
Oh, yes.
Net elevation change on the 10-mile is negative. Others, you end up going downhill more than you do uphill. So that helps.
Wow. So the Pine Trail Run, what year is this now for the Pine Trail Run?
This is the 4th year we've done it. We actually started in 2018, but during COVID, we skipped a couple years. We had 20 and 21 races we skipped. So, yeah.
And you brought also some items to show people that are watching. So you might be listening on the radio, but you can also watch on our KRIM FM Facebook page. And something that you've done, I think, each year is the runners, all the participants, they receive something, and I believe it's almost always been something handmade, isn't it?
Well, yes and no. So the awards that we've been giving out, we actually got complaints because we always do a survey to see how we can do better.
Yeah.
And so this year, I'm actually making all the awards, including the finisher awards, out of juniper.
Oh, wow.
Source juniper, which I found to be a little bit more challenging than I was hoping. But so what I have here on the table, there's a first place plaque, which is a 5x7. It's made out of juniper, and this one's a 50K race. but it actually has the race course laser engraved in it with the elevation profile.
Oh my
So
gosh.
it's kind of unique, and it's set up with where you can hang it on the
Yeah.
wall.
Wow. And the juniper, the wood is beautiful.
Juniper is beautiful.
Yeah.
It presents
See.
some difficulties, but it is beautiful wood.
Yeah, the grain in there, the colors. It's really nice. Now, in the past, you've made flutes that have been prizes.
Yeah,
Or-
so one of the things we always do, we do what we call a door prize. So before
Yeah.
each award presentation, we do 3 separate award presentations, one for each race. We do a drawing, and
Uh-huh.
basically a person's bib number is an entry.
Uh-huh.
So last year I actually made a flute for it,
Wow.
a Native American flute. And a couple of local artists did some paintings and that
Wow.
type of stuff.
Uh-huh.
So it's just kind of a little extra thing that we do, just to make the race a little bit extra special.
Mhm.
This year I'm in the process of gathering stuff, so I don't know exactly what I have. But it most likely will be handcrafted items.
Mhm.
But yeah, we try to do that just to make it, give the participants something a little bit extra that other races don't do. We're small, so we can kind of do that.
Yes. Yeah. So the race again is May 6th, and it's at the Pine Trailhead. That's where everything starts.
Well, that's where 2 of the 3 races start. We
Okay.
actually, if you're aware, and it's all documented on the website, you can find it. There's a parking area. It used to be an Old County transfer station, just south, about half mile south of the Pine Trailhead on the west side of the road.
Okay.
And we're gonna have flags up and everything, but we park everybody there. And then we use the Pine School buses to get the runners to the starting line.
Mhm.
So, yeah, don't try to drive up to the Pine Trailhead. Make sure you
Okay.
look in the website and it'll tell you exactly where
Mhm.
to park.
And I remember last year, there's people directing kind of participants on where to go. So
Right.
you'll be able to see, and someone can tell you all of that. So if people are listening or watching and they wanted to sign up, it's not too late to register for the race?
No, the online registration is open through April 23rd.
Okay.
And after that, you can register in person at our barn in Pine
Okay.
on a Friday night from 4 to 6.
Okay.
And then the morning of the race, you can register there also, except for the 50K people. The 50K people, their cutoff is the night before.
Mhm.
And the reason we do that is we keep very good track of the 50K people because there's a lot of forest out there. So at each aid station, we have a list of their names and phone numbers and so forth.
Mhm.
And so we watch for that to see if someone gets lost.
Mhm.
Last year was the first year we did the 50K, and fortunately nobody got lost.
Hey, there we go. Did you have full participation last year for the 50K?
We had, so right now our limits for the 50K and the 5K are 75,
Mhm.
and for the 10 mile, it's 150.
Oh,
But
okay.
really, we ran about 50 on each race last year,
Okay.
and that's kind of looking like what we're gonna do this year too, get about 50.
Mhm.
So we're kind of encouraging people to sign up because this is a nonprofit,
Mhm.
and all the people conducting the race are volunteers, including race timing. We don't have a hired race timing. Everyone's volunteer. And then even the trail crew that does the trail work, where the money goes, are volunteers. We do have expenses with tools and some machinery and so forth to build and maintain the trails, and that's where the money goes to. So it's pretty effective use. So we're hoping that we can kind of up the sign up so we can raise more money for the trails.
And that was something that you mentioned before the program that you wanted everyone to understand was the participation by all the volunteers and all of the effort by volunteers from Pine Strawberry Fuel Reduction and probably some other groups as well that make the event possible. So the money collected from entry fees can go to trails, and that's where you come in, Joan, right?
Yep.
Yeah, so now all of the trail maintenance and everything that you do is all done by volunteers?
That's correct. And in the last 12 months, we have logged over 2,000 volunteer hours.
Oh
And
my
if you were to
goodness.
monetize that, it would be a huge sum of money, but this is all volunteer time.
Wow, that is great.
Mhm.
And I mean, you've done so much too
Mhm.
in that time. It's great because if you're volunteering, if you're out there, then I know, go through training. You're
Mhm.
shown how to properly maintain the trail or to cut a trail, what to do, what not to do. And as Scott mentioned, all the tools. You have all the tools needed.
Yeah, yeah, we do a safety briefing, a short training briefing before each time we go out, and
Mm,
have everybody sign in, and if you're leaving early, we ask that you let us know so we aren't out there looking for you.
yeah.
And yeah, I mean, the trails are so important. We have over 20 miles of trails in the Pine Strawberry area
Wow.
currently to
Uh-huh.
maintain, and a whole lot more miles on the drawing board that are in
Mhm.
the approval process with the Forest Service. So it's a big venture.
Yeah, and that's I know one of those the Highline, part of the Highline Trail, and that's exciting.
Mhm.
You know, listening to pine strawberry fuel reduction and the Forest Service talk about that trail. When that is completed, that's going to be just amazing.
Yeah.
Not that the trails aren't already amazing, but the Highline Trail, I think, is just extra special.
Exactly.
Yeah, where it travels and everything that you see along that trail.
And trails do so much, you know, from an individual level. They are a great stress relief. They
Mhm.
lower your blood pressure, great cardiovascular training. On a community level, having trails in a community raises home values, and it brings in a lot of tax dollars from all the visitors who come to,
Oh, yes.
to use the trails. And the more trails you have gives you better visibility when it comes time for grants.
Mhm.
And we do have a grant we're working on right now to have a crew come in and rehab a section of a trail that really needs some rerouting. So it just gives you a step ahead of other communities when it comes to grant writing.
Mhm.
And
And it's interesting too, because your name. So the name of your organization, Pine Strawberry Fuel Reduction. It's not Pine Strawberry, Trails Organization or anything. Because can you give a little history as far as the group and how it started and really the original and still current intent of the group with the name, Fuel Reduction.
right. Well, the group started, I want to say, close to 20 years ago,
Mhm.
and with the idea of trying to minimize the fire threat to our communities. And so part of that is we do fundraisers for the fuel breaks that are around Pine and Strawberry. We've also helped fund some of the mastication projects that cut down the brushy trees and leave the nice trees, but it also opens things up for less fire hazard.
Mhm.
And trails themselves are also great for trying to minimize fire danger.
Yes.
It does a couple things. When and if, not if, I guess, is when there is a wildfire, it helps the wildland firefighters get out there that much faster if they have a trail to walk on versus bushwhacking through the heavy brush. And it also provides them the beginning of a fuel break, because we've got this big path of dirt, so they can work from that to create a fuel break. So, so trails aren't just for recreation; they're also the fuel reduction part of things as well.
But by engaging in fuel reduction and doing all of these things, the benefit and a byproduct of that are the trails for recreational use.
Absolutely.
And that's a really great thing, as you said, for the economy, for locals. that's makes a community more desirable, to a wider range of people. If there's a wonderful trail system that they can come to and that they can utilize, right from their home.
We get people all over the state and even further to utilize the trails.
Mm-hmm.
And it's interesting because when we work on trails and we see someone coming, hiking down the trail that we're working on, we're happy. We're happy to see these people using it because we're working hard, and it's just nice to see the trails utilized by people from all over. We always ask them, where are you from?
Mm-hmm.
So it's really rewarding to us to see the trails utilized.
Yeah.
And we're always looking for more trail volunteers. And, I think people have this concept that, well, gee, I'm not a big he-man, I can't go out and work on trails. Well, I'm not either, but I'm out there. And so everybody works at their own pace. And there's guys who like to move big rocks, and I like to clip brush. And, and so many friendships have been developed. And even this winter when we had to cancel some of the trail days because of snow, somebody would send a text, hey, let's meet for lunch. So it really becomes a great friendship. But you get the exercise, the camaraderie, and we provide all the tools and everything, and just come out and work as long as you can. Usually we work about 3.5, 4 hours, but if your body says you're done at 2, just that's fine. So, and typically we work every Tuesday morning and the last Saturday morning of each month.
Mm-hmm. And also something maybe if people listening, watching, hear the name pine strawberry fuel reduction, it is not a case where you have to live in pine or strawberry to be able to participate. If you're here in Payson, or even if you're in Round Valley, Tonto Basin, wherever in Rim Country, or if you live, down in the valley and you have a home up here, or you come up here, recreate up here, and you'd like to participate, I'm sure you would not turn them away.
We currently have a few people from Payson, and we have some people from the valley who come up for the summer that work with us. So,
wow. That's great.
It's a great group.
Oh, yeah, no, it is. And again, we're talking Pine Trail Run, which takes place on May 6th. Breeze through the trees, and there's 3 runs, a 5K, a 10-mile, and a 50K. And you can still sign up for these races on the website, and that is pinetrailrun.com. And there's also all of the details regarding the race on that website. And also information, I know a lot of information about pine strawberry fuel reduction and the organization and what you do, how you can participate in that, how you can help out, how you can donate to the organization. So I encourage people to go to the website, even if you're not planning on participating in the race, but you just want to learn more about the Pine Strawberry Fuel Reduction group and what they are doing and what they've done, because it's amazing. Really, the trail system up in Pine, all of the work and effort that's been put into that over the years. Boy, everyone's done a wonderful job that's been involved. And it's great to have those trails. And even, if you don't live in Pine or Strawberry, when we first moved up here, my family and I, we lived in Pine. So we went to the Pine Trailhead. We were out there quite a bit. We don't go as often now that we've been in Payson, but it's still very nice to just be able to do that short drive and just be on some really, really nice trails.
Yeah, and if someone wants to get on the distribution list for when we're doing trail maintenance days, they go to the website psfuelreduction.org, and in the upper right-hand corner is a little button that says Get Involved, and it'll list all of the volunteer activities. And then if you say you want to do trail maintenance, then that comes to me, and I'll put you on the email list. And we also need a lot of volunteers for
The race.
For the race,
Yeah.
yes.
It takes a lot of people to conduct a race, and the Pine Story area, it's amazing how many volunteers we get from
Mhm.
there, but we always could use more, so if they're
Mhm.
interested, yeah.
Okay.
And the night before the race, we're putting on a spaghetti dinner, community spaghetti dinner. So it's not just for the runners. Anyone from the community can purchase tickets. And
Mhm.
Scott, you want to talk about the ticket situation for?
Yeah,
Spaghetti.
there's a couple things. One is, we're also doing like a silent auction, there's gonna be games and so forth, that Friday.
Mhm.
But if you register online, if you're a 50K person, you get a dinner included. You can use that
Oh.
either for the community spaghetti dinner Friday night, or at the food trucks the day of the race. So you
Mhm.
get that choice. Or you can buy extra dinners for $15 each for family, friends, or whatever,
Mhm.
that they can use for the same thing at the food trucks or the spaghetti dinner. If you don't register for the race and you show up and you can, the dinner's 4 to 6 p.m.
Mhm.
That Friday, and the tickets are $25.
Okay.
So by registering, you get a discount on those spaghetti dinners too.
Mhm. And that's in the old barn there?
Yeah,
On
the address is 3180 North Old County Road in
Uh-huh.
Pine.
Okay. And that's where they used to do, I know, or they still probably do with the Fire on the Mountain. Fire on the Rim. Fire on the
Yes,
Rim.
yes.
Mountain bike race. And they always have the spaghetti dinner before, race day,
Right.
Friday.
And so,
Yeah.
so for those bike racers out there, put that on your calendar. Fire on the Rim is September 16th,
Mm.
and we'll have the night before spaghetti dinner as well.
Yeah.
And then if I can plug another event,
Oh, definitely.
this Saturday at the barn, we are holding a community yard sale,
Oh.
and it runs from 8 to 2, and it's a fundraiser that is trying to raise money to help fund the Pine Creek Canyon fuel reduction. They're going to send crews up into Pine Creek Canyon, which is it's our watershed, but it's one of the most, I don't know, overgrown. Yes,
Yeah.
that's, and so it's a $1.2 million project, and so we're trying our best to raise some, obviously not 1.2 million, but as much as
Yes.
we can to contribute to that fuel reduction in Pine Creek Canyon. So that's the yard sale this Saturday.
Well, people in Rim Country love yard sales.
Yes.
So everyone listening, if you're looking for a yard sale, and I'm sure there'll be a lot of good items up there if it's a community yard sale.
We've rented tables, and people can bring their own stuff, and then we've had donations, so the fuel reduction group is going to sell the stuff that's been donated, so
Wow.
there'll be a lot of stuff there.
Wow, and that's this Saturday?
This Saturday, 8 to 2.
8 to 2. All right. So another way that you can help the organization, Pine's Strawberry Fuel Reduction, and get some good deals in the yard sale. There we go. So again, the Pine Trail Run, May 6th. There's still time to sign up at pinetrailrun.com. And again, 3 races, 5K, 10 mile, and 50K. So depending on, how you're feeling and how much you run, and especially, I guess, the trail running. The trail running, a little different. It's different than just running out on the street, isn't it?
Yes, it's quite a bit different. I used to race on the street.
Okay.
And, when you pick up your feet, you don't pick them up any higher than you need to. And so when I started running on the trails, I was falling a lot. So I kind of learned how to run the trails. But like the 5K, a lot of people sign up to do that, and they walk it.
Okay.
It takes you up the Pine View Trail, which is a fairly new trail, and then you get a beautiful view of the valley there. One thing I just want to mention is to be guaranteed a shirt, you have to register online by April 23rd.
Okay.
Because we just basically buy the number of shirts according to the registration, just because we're not a big organization that we don't buy them by the 10,000. So
Yes.
they're pricey. We get nice technical shirts.
Mhm.
But you can register after that. You're just not guaranteed a shirt is all.
Gotcha. Okay. So, yeah, you get registered now if you want to be guaranteed a shirt. And if you're watching on our Facebook Live, you can see one of the shirts Scott
Well,
wears.
this
And
is a previous year shirt.
Yes, yes.
But it gives you an idea of a good technical shirt. We actually give you a choice of a long sleeve or short sleeve shirt.
Oh,
We give
okay.
more choices than anybody else.
Yeah, wow.
But the
Yeah.
other thing is that we've got these nice technical hats,
Mm.
very lightweight running hats. And that's your choice too. You can have a shirt or a hat.
Mhm.
Okay, we're also going to put these caps available for sale at the finish line, also for $15. And I can tell you, because the first one I got 4 years ago, I've been using it running a lot. It doesn't sweat stain. It doesn't unravel or anything. Very, very good quality.
Mhm.
When I used to buy other running caps and so forth, this type of quality is $35 basically.
Wow.
So you get a choice of that, as I said, and then at the finish line, we're going to sell them to the
Mhm.
participants that they want for $15. Very, very lightweight. In fact, I was shipping out 2 hats to somebody from Lake Tahoe that wanted to buy it, and I put them in a 6x6 cardboard box. 2 of them, the total weight was 6 ounces.
And the shipping was probably $8 to $10.
That is like 5.5 or
5.5?
something. But that's how, the box is probably 4 ounces and
Yeah.
that's 6 ounces. The
Yeah.
caps are really lightweight.
Uh-huh.
But they're really, I was thrilled to be able to get these where we can, give people a choice of a cap. They're really nice because most races you just get a shirt.
Mhm.
And so I've got lots of race shirts in my closet.
Yes.
I don't need any more shirts. So
Yeah.
it's another option.
And probably there's a lot of people in the same situation where they're happy to have the choice of getting a nice hat.
Right.
All right. So there you go. Pine Trail Run, May 6th. You can sign up on pinetrailrun.com. And still time to register, and register now if you do want to be guaranteed a shirt or a hat for the race. And thank you so much, guys, for coming on this morning and talking pine strawberry fuel reduction. And all the work that you're doing, just a lot of great work. And so I encourage people listening and watching, if you want to get involved with trail maintenance, creating these trails, you just want to be outside, enjoying the beautiful weather up here, getting to know people that are in the group, and helping out with the organization. You can go on the website, which again, for the fuel reduction is
psfuelreduction.org.
okay. Great, thank you, Joan. Thank you, Joan. Thank you, Scott.
All right. Thanks, Chris, for having us.
Yes, thank
Oh,
you
you're so
much.
welcome. Yeah, thank you for taking the time to come and talk today. It's time to get back to the music with some Smokey Robinson and the Miracles, some Pink Floyd, Rolling Stones, and more. But first, let's get a quick update from the National Weather Service. All right.
Now with this morning's KRIM weather forecast for basin and surrounding areas, I'm Nelcast meteorologist Corey Hogarth. For today's sunshine, we'll look for highs near
There we go.
78
All right.
east winds and 5
Done,
to
done.
15 gusting to 25 miles
So,
per hour.
you guys interested to ride the music at the race?
46 with some winds gusting size
Yeah,
40.
let me check calendar. But either myself or I know my partner, he wasn't able to last year, but he lives up there in Pine, and he's done that before.
Yes.
But he just, I think, was out of town that weekend. Let me talk with him, and
Okay.
I think, let me look at my calendar real quick. Just so if he is not able to,
Okay. Just
I don't
just
have
let
something.
just let me know.
Yeah, I know this month, golly, the calendar filled up quick on the weekends. It's crazy. I don't think May, nope, it is completely clear. So yeah, either him or I can be up there.
Okay.
That was last year. I know I just brought that little portable unit. Was that sufficient, or was that enough, or do you think a little louder?
You know, to tell you the truth,
Yeah.
I'm so focused on the race computer. no matter what's happening behind me, I have no clue.
Okay.
And,
Do you have any comment?
and last year you were at the trailhead.
Yeah.
This year the finished area is gonna be at the barn, so,
Oh, okay.
I
So,
don't remember the volume.
yeah, I don't remember the volume either.
We don't want, I mean, literally, we don't want to get too loud anyway. I don't like when it's too loud.
yeah, and that's the thing, because it's like, well, this was the unit, this little unit right here. What I could do, because do you want, or do you need a PA system or a microphone at the trailhead for the start?
No,
No, okay. So then, I could just, or we could just set up then at, the barn and have a setup there. Okay, so-
we have power there too.
Yep, and so I can bring a larger speaker that I plug in, since there is power, and that way it will cover a larger area
Okay.
for announcing the winners and doing the presentations
Yeah.
and doing all of that. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, and, you know, we couldn't sell anything at the trailhead because it's Forest Service property.
Oh,
But at
that's
the barn we
right.
can, so we're going to have beer there, so we're hoping, you know, with the music and the beer, people will stick around.